Okay, so here we go with the watch list video for Friday, September 3rd. Another very, very narrow range day on the SPY. I've been talking about this, August trading. I know it's not August anymore, but it's still like August trading because 3-day weekend, the markets close Monday, and then next week will be 4 days after a holiday. So I expect it to still be dead for the next couple weeks at least, or the rest of this week and all of next week. And it's not just going to come out of like blazes after that, but there's still some neat opportunities. You can see the narrow range today, see the low volume. But a few highlights from today, some really neat calls in chat. Love the teamwork. BTCM, I'll start with that one. Keith R. This was already on the, I think it was on the video last night that I wanted to watch it. If not, it was on the Morning Gap playlist. It was actually on the Morning Gap playlist now that I think about it. And this was the opening 5-minute candle. Keith R. put out the idea in the room, just an opening range breakout above this candle. You've got yesterday's high just above, and look what happens when it breaks. It ends up at its best from the 973 entry idea went to 1409, $4.36 a share move on about 30 cents risk. Great post by Keith R today. SPRT, I have to probably go to 1 or 2 minute 2-minute candles. Wayne called this over 26. You had that seller's fail scenario that we teach in our trading course. It's actually on the free page, the sign up page. You can watch a free video of our Morning Gap play seller's fail scenario, and that's exactly what this was. Couple that with a whole number, right? The high of day was 26. Sellers came in and then back through 26. You've got a whole number inflection point that we teach, plus a seller's fail scenario, plus it's a recent high flyer. So there's 3 boxes checked, and it breaks 26 and goes to 29 in, let's see, these are 2-minute candles, so 2 for in about 8 minutes. It goes up $3. A beautiful call by Wayne. And you can see it closed red, by the way. That's back on Bounce Watch again for tomorrow. Now it's down below the 8-day. But as a day trader, that's a beautiful call. And Clinton B gave the TKAT idea, 1269. I'll show you the setup there too. So, yeah, these are 5s. All right, so anyway, it was going back red to green right there. There's the opening 5-minute candle. You had yesterday's high above. He called the red to green idea, which was 1269 right there. And again, in about a little over 5 minutes, maybe it goes to 1485. Another amazing call. So there's a few highlights from today. I also called SGOC back through 9. You know, my highlights worse than most of the worse than the other calls, but I called it back through 9 right there, and it ended up going to like 960 something. But another whole number inflection point with, let me go back to 5s, with the previous day's high above as a catalyst on a recent high flyer. So that was a neat little trade as well. What are we watching for tomorrow? Let's go back to BTCM. Big breakout today, big volume. We're going to watch for a follow-through setup tomorrow. SGOC gave back a lot of its gains today, but the chart still looks bullish to me, so I'm going to keep that on watch. ANY, really extended, right? But it's still really strong. So like today, it just absolutely ripped and closed well off its highs. But it's such a big move, such big volume, 246 million shares. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on that one tomorrow. BBIG, this is as simple as a recent high flyer. This isn't like, oh, I got to buy this tomorrow. I don't look at this chart and fall in love with it. I'd like to see another red day, maybe come down to the 8-day or somewhere in this buy zone we talk about, and then I'd be much more interested. But sometimes you get a stock that's so strong that you get the one red day, and you could argue that happened here, right? And then it rips again. So I'm definitely keeping this on watch. As a day trader, you'd be wrong not to. SPRT, I talked about this. We got another red day down below the 8-day now. It's very interesting to me for a bounce tomorrow. RNXT, massive move 4 days ago. 681 to 1674 in one day. Now you're 3 days down in a row, declining volume, only a little over 1 million shares today. Great setup for a turn back up tomorrow if we get an A+ intraday setup. Otherwise, I won't be trading it, right? PXLW is another example that I'd like to see a 3rd day down, but it's so strong. We've got a couple red days. I'm putting it back on watch. I should be nervous that it closed at 666, though, so keep that in mind if you're superstitious. DVAX, another one. I'd like to see another red day, but it's so strong. 2 red days may be enough, so it goes on bounce watch. MMAT, pretty bullish here. Had the gap up, sold off, and it's curling right back up. Today's high 540, and then the most recent high from a few days ago, 579. That one's interesting to me. DTST, big volume today, and a I hate to say it, fairly strong close. I mean, it topped out around 570 and then closed at 508, so well off its highs, but still, I would say in the upper half of its range today. And then lastly, I'm going to watch APOP, which is strong anyway, but in after hours, they had some good news. And right now, it's trading at 885 in after hours. So that one's interesting for a potential trade tomorrow, too, as a morning gap play. We'll add other gappers to this list as well in the pre market. And I'm going to leave it at that. And I'll see everybody in the morning. Have a good night.